Well, so Larry, we were just talking about a long time ago, as you were a kid, you were
Okay.
you were with the Blues Brothers, right? So,
yeah.
what would make you more famous? This is winning the Kentucky Derby, or being
Absolutely. I'd rather my claim to fame be winning the Kentucky Derby.
When did you start thinking that Two Phils could be the horse to get it done?
When he won the Street Sense here, the way he did, well, I think it was 5 or 6 lengths, that's when we knew, or I knew, I thought we had a serious chance to, as long as he kept improving and moving forward, which he's done, to have a shot at the Derby.
And what about his races in New Orleans?
They were, I would say, sneaky good, kind of, I would say. I was a little disappointed, obviously, with the finishes, second and third, but all the horses that he ran against got beat a length, 2 lengths. They're all here. I mean, that's the group of horses we're running against pretty much, except for the California shipper. So, in his last race, being his best race, if he just takes a little bit step forward or even emulates that race, I think we're going to be in really good shape. And he shipped in here good and training fantastic, so I couldn't be happier with that.
And the whole thing with running at Turfway was the 100 points to the winner. You were looking at how can we get to, and you just
called an audible.
Caught an audible
yeah.
and took it on faith that he would handle the synthetic surface.
Yep.
Because he's not a synthetic horse coming to the Derby. He's a dirt horse that handled the synthetic.
Absolutely. And looking back at the race, that's like he's got the biggest number, the 101 buyer, but everyone's saying maybe it was because of the synthetic. And really, I guess the jury's out. We'll find out Saturday. This track, it's definitely a different surface. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I've had horses from other, running different races here, and they're running good, and I come here and they just run horrible.
Yeah.
So it's happened, and for no reason, just make you scratch your head. Thanks, bud.
And the fact, though, that he's won a stakes here already, going 2 turns, has to make you really.
Yeah, that I have confidence in him that he'll take to the track, and I'm doing a little rain dance. Hopefully it rains. It shows every other day here. The rain comes in, comes and goes.
When you look around at the other horses in there, what do you think of the competition?
I think the field is pretty. Forte's got a slight advantage from watching his last few races, I would think. I like Angel Empire, Tap It Twice. They're all. I mean, I watch them train here, and they're training great. So, just a matter of who gets. You got to get a little lucky in this race. Find a good trip. Hopefully, don't get in too much trouble. And then it's going to be what it is.
Well, you've won a zillion races,
yeah.
So this isn't your first rodeo, certainly. But when you do watch those other horses train, do you think, man, I have so much faith in my horse? But then you're looking at the other.
And the one looks just as good as yours, and there's no doubt about it. You're absolutely right. Yep.
What do you think you have going for your horse with going into the Derby with Two
I just
Phils?
think he's coming off his best race, and I don't think we emptied the tank in the last race. He kind of did it easy, galloped out good, and his progression in his races, and in my mind, I know there hasn't been any issues at all. So, as a trainer, that's huge. I mean, you could have, maybe he this, or he didn't eat real good one day, but maybe, I'm nothing. Up until now, knock on wood, nothing. So I'm happy the way he's going in anyways. I wouldn't run him in the race just to run him in the race. I don't care who owns him or who bred him and what they want. We could find easier spots, and there's a million derbies out there. There's the Virginia Derby, Ohio Derby, Indiana Derby. I don't want to run them, get them beat.
So put this in perspective for this point of your career. You've been training for many years, dominated Chicago racing for a long time.
Yeah. Just a progression, I would say. It's moving up a little bit as far as class of horses, and we've got good owners and people that are, we kind of changed our motto from, all my owners live in Illinois except for one, and we pride ourselves on putting the horses in the spots where they can win, not outmatching them. And when Arlington closed, we went from less to more, try to get less horses, better horses, instead of just having one for every race. And our first year doing that, which is this year, it's working out pretty good now. We all know that you can spend as much money as you want for a horse, and doesn't mean you're going to go anywhere. So in perspective, I think that think we're moving forward. We're going the right way, everybody.
Last year you raced all over the place. You
Yeah.
raced in Virginia a lot. I see that. Will we be seeing you more in Kentucky? You
Yes,
think?
yes, for sure. Yep, because if you have a good horse, you have to ship them anyways. You can't run them there's not enough races, in, whatever venue you're at. I like Chicago because I have my own barn there. The surface is really good. It's real kind on horses. The purse structure, they're building a casino now at Hawthorne at the track where we're at, so that will pump up. That's probably a couple years away, but it'll be there and here, my mainstay.